Okay, so this video lecture is for our module number 6. So this is entitled Just-in-Time and Backflash Accounting. So for our topics or content, so we will be discussing about the characteristics of Just-in-Time or GIT, operations of a GIT system, and the backflash accounting. So to start with, let us discuss about the characteristics and operation of just-in-time manufacturing. So when we say just-in-time or GIT, this is a management's philosophy and not a technique. Okay, so it originally referred to the production of goods to meet customer demand exactly in time in terms of the quality and quantity demanded, whether the customers is the final purchaser of the product or another process further along the product line. So basically, as the name itself, just-in-time suggests that it calls for the production of what the customer wants when they want it, in the quantities they requested, where they want it, without it being delayed in inventory. Just in time. Okay, so instead of building large stocks of what you think the customer might want, in just in time, you only make exactly what the customer actually asks for when they ask for it. So this will allow the entity to concentrate their resources on fulfilling what the customer are going to pay for, rather than building for a stock of or large stock of inventory. So within a just-in-time manufacturing system, each process will only produce what the next process in sequence is calling for. So it has now come to mean producing with minimum waste. Okay, so because they are only producing what is requested, and it should be produced and finished at the time allotted for them. So waste is taken in its most general sense and includes time, okay, and resources as well as materials. So this is what just-in-time wants to eliminate, because waste is a form of expense or loss on the part of the entity. So for the elements of our just-in-time, it includes the following. Okay, first, if an entity is using just-in-time system, so they can have a continuous improvement, meaning they will tackle the fundamental problems. Anything that does not add value to the product will be eliminated. Okay, so before we have discussed about value and non-adding value activities. So here, non-value adding activity should be eliminated, because here that is not part of what the customer will pay for the inventory that they purchase. Okay. Another aspect of continuous improvement is that the entity can devise systems to identify the problems and address it, okay, as soon as possible. Another is striving for simplicity, meaning simpler system may be easier to understand and easier to manage and less likely to go wrong. Okay, meaning complicated processes should be restructured or re-engineered for it to become simple. Okay, to eliminate time of waiting or the waste, okay, that the complicated process can create. Another aspect is a product-oriented layout. Okay, so it will produce less time spent moving of materials and parts. So this is again related to eliminating non-value adding activities. Another aspect is quality control at source. So meaning each worker is responsible for the quality of their own output. So here, quality will not be checked upon the completion of the inventory, but rather quality starts from the use of quality and high standard materials, and applying labor, okay, that is also conform conforming with what is considered to be quality. Okay, so meaning quality control at the source to eliminate again spoilage or um, items or inventory that are not part of or do not conform with the specification. Okay. Another is Pokayoke, or this is foolproof tools, methods, or jigs. It normally prevents mistakes. So this is in relation with simplifying the system, okay, to eliminate waste, continuous improvement. Another element of our just-in-time is eliminating of waste. Okay, so we've mentioned it under the continuous improvement. So here, there are seven types of waste. Okay, waste from overproduction, meaning those items which were overproduced cannot be sold anymore, or it can be sold to a lower selling price, or just be in the stock room or warehouse. Another waste is waiting of time. Okay, transportation waste, processing waste, inventory waste, waste of motion, waste from product defects. Okay, so these are the most common types of waste that the entity should eliminate in their production process. So here, another is in just in time, they should also emphasize good housekeeping, meaning workplace is clean and organized, because it should be an important consideration on the part of the entity that they should provide their employees with a good working condition, okay, where they can work efficiently and effectively, because the setting or the setup of the workplace can also affect the performance of the employees. That's why it's good that their workplace is clean and organized. Another is setup time reduction. Okay, so meaning it will this will increase flexibility and will allow smaller batches. Okay, this is ideal for batch size uh, of for the items. So multi-process handling also, a multi-skilled workforce has greater productivity or flexibility and job satisfaction. So meaning um the 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 main aim here is to reduce the setup time, okay, to in order for the entity to eliminate waste of time, okay, or non-value adding activity. And to do that, they should have flexibility, and they can also use smaller batches um, to set up, okay, easily in a short period of time. Another is leveled or mixed production. So they can also use this type of setup to smooth the flow of products throughout the factory. Okay. Canvas. Okay, this is a simple tools to pull products and components through the process. Meaning they can use the same, or if the different products, for example, are using the same type of process, so they can process it all together, okay, so that they can shorten the period of waiting time and also to simplify the process. Okay, Jikhoda, or in other words, this is automation. Okay, if you could notice, we used some Japanese terms right here. because normally GIT and continuous improvement originally was from the Japanese. Okay, so that's why the terms that we use are related to them. Okay, so in this case, in automation, it will provide the machines with the autonomous capability to use judgment. So workers can do more useful things than standing watching them work. So meaning, here, when using automation, there are some steps in the process which do not need human intervention. And some of the many functions of an employee can be performed by a single machine. Okay? So, andon, another term. So, this is trouble lights, meaning to signal problems to initiate corrective action. So, this is very important because problems should be detected, okay, initially, so that it can affect a larger portion of the process, and its effect is not pervasive or great. Okay, so those are the aspects of eliminating waste, okay, related to eliminating the waste. Another, okay, so those are the elements, okay, for our just in time. Okay, so in relation to what we are discussing about the terms that we are using also, so we'll just have a short background and history of the just in time process or system. So as mentioned earlier, just in time is generally accepted as being a concept invented by Taichi Ohno of Toyota. Okay, so this is a Japanese brand. So that's why if you could notice, our terms that we use earlier are Japanese terms. Okay, after World War II, resources were very scarce in Japan. So using them to create something that the customer did not actually want right now was not a good idea. Okay, because of course they are having limited resources only. So that's why the concept was to produce only what the customers ordered. On a visit to the US, the management team of Toyota were inspired by, of all things, how they saw a supermarket, which is called Piggly Wiggly, how they handle their inventory. So here, only what was removed from the shelves by the customers was actually replenished and ordered from the suppliers. So in this way, shelves never became empty, nor did they end up overflowing with excessive inventory in their storehouse or in their warehouse. So Taichi Ono was tasked by Eiji Toyoda to make production more efficient through implementing these ideas, okay, that they've seen, okay, in the US. So here they implement these ideas in full production with just-in-time concepts, okay, and from this they develop just-in-time system. So it took more than 15 years for Toyota to perfect their ideas, and it was not introduced into Western manufacturing until the end of the 1970s. So with a GIT system, each process pulls from the preceding process or supermarket idea where they've taken this, okay, and that process will then work to replenish those shelves. So this is where they actually get their idea. Okay, so GIT is a Japanese management philosophy which has been applied in practice since the early 1970s in many Japanese manufacturing organizations. So it was first developed and perfected within Toyota manufacturing plants by Taichi Ono as a means of meeting consumer demands with minimum delays. So he is frequently referred to as the father of just-in-time system. So Toyota was able to meet the increasing challenges for survival through this approach, okay, where they focus on people, plants, and system. So Toyota realized that GIT would only be successful if every individual within the organization was involved and they are also committed to it. If the plant and processes were arranged for a maximum output and efficiency, and also if quality and production programs were scheduled to meet the demands exactly, so that is their equation for success. GIT manufacturing has the capacity also, when properly adapted to the organization, to strengthen their competitiveness. okay, in the marketplace, because they will substantially reduce waste and improve product quality and efficient production. So that is again another equation for success. So there are strong cultural aspects which is associated with the emergence of just-in-time in Japan. So because in Japan, their work ethic involves the following concepts. In in Japan, workers are highly motivated to seek constant improvement upon that which already exists. So although high standards are currently being met, there exist even higher standards to achieve, meaning they are not yet satisfied with the current performance, okay, that they are providing. So they continually seek for improvement. That's why probably just in time concept was created and has become a tool for success, okay, for Japanese manufacturing firms. So another work ethic of Japanese is companies focus on group effort. So this involves the combination of talents in sharing of their knowledge, problem solving skills, ideas, and achievement of a common goal. Another is work itself takes precedence over leisure. So meaning it is not usual for a Japanese employee to work 14 hours a day. Okay, so here, uh, meaning they are also giving emphasis on um, work and home balance, okay, for the welfare of the employee, so that they will become efficient and effective as well in performing their respective tasks. Okay, so another work ethic of the Japanese is the employees tend to remain with one company throughout the course of their career span. So they do not jump from one company to another depending on the offer. So this work ethic will allow the opportunity for them to hone their skills and abilities at a constant rate while offering numerous benefits also to the company. So because of those work ethic, GIT has become a good tool in a success, okay, also in Japan. So these benefits manifest themselves in employee loyalty. So because of this, there is low turnover cost and the company fulfills their goals. So this is where GIT originates. Okay, so that's why the terms that we use are Japanese terms. Okay, so that's how it was born there. Okay, so we go now to the just-in-time inventory system. Okay, so basically, this is a management strategy that aligns. So this GIT is focused on the inventory system now. Okay, so in this case, this is a management strategy that aligns raw material orders from suppliers directly with production schedules. Okay, this is of course to avoid overstocking or out of stock of the raw materials. So in this case, companies employ this inventory strategy to increase efficiency and to decrease the waste by receiving goods only as they need them, okay, for production, which reduce inventory costs at the same time. So this method requires producers to forecast demand accurately, okay, so that they will be able to meet their goal. So the just-in-time inventory system contrasts with just-in-case strategy. Just in case meaning they do not rely on a calculated risk. So they just or the entity in this case is waiting for what will happen next, and then they will act. Okay. So whereas in just-in-time, they calculate this risk so that they will be able to eliminate waste and to improve, okay, their production. So wherein producers hold sufficient inventories to have enough products to absorb maximum market demand. So that's under just-in-case strategy. So this is the opposite under the just-in-time inventory system. So what are the advantages of just-in-time inventory system? So basically, production runs are short, which means that manufacturers can quickly move from one product to another. And this method will reduce also cost by minimizing warehouse needs. Okay? The companies also spend less money on raw materials because they only buy just enough resources to make the ordered products and no more. That is an advantage. What about the disadvantages of just-in-time? The disadvantage involves the potential disruption in the supply chain. So what if there are natural calamities that hinders the delivery of the items? So it would mean stuck out in delay on the production. Okay, because they have no um, extra raw materials, okay, stored in their warehouse to be used for production. They only rely on the just-in-time delivery. So if a raw material supplier, for example, has a breakdown and cannot deliver, okay, on a timely manner, this could conceivably stall an entire production process, so delay. A sudden unexpected order for goods may delay the delivery of finished products to the end clients. Okay, so those are for the disadvantages of our just-in-time system. So this video lecture is until this topic only. We will continue the next part of the just-in-time system on the next video lecture.